Hello everyone and welcome back to Sew Granny Sew, where we try out beginner-friendly quilting and sewing projects, all while helping one another with tips, tricks, and hacks. You never know where you just may find your next must-try project. Remember to always be kind and empowering to one another in the comments, as we are leading by example for our next generation of sewers. So with all that being said, let's head on over to the table and get our next project going. So we are back at the table and we are doing this block today for our Quilt Builder Card Deck series. This is block number 6 and it's called New Album. So it's a very simple block, just as it looks, fairly easy to put together. So I got my pieces all cut out here. So we need 4 different kinds of fabric. As I said, I can't give you the sizes, but for those that are just joining in, it does show on here how many of an item you need to cut and then what you're going to do. So this one takes 2 squares and it tells you the size depending on the size of the block. And then you're going to cut those 2 squares down to 4 triangles, which is what we've done here. So it's going to, it has all the directions, basic directions in here, but it does not tell you how to piece them together. But looking at the block, this one's easy that we can figure it out. So we're going to go ahead and go through the list of what you're going to need. Of course, you're going to pick which Quilt Builder card deck you'd like. There is 1 through 3. There's also a Christmas Quilt Builder card deck. I will link everything we have here today down in the description below, so be sure to check that out if you're in the market for one of those items. So we have 4 different fabrics and clips or pins, whatever you'd like to use to hold them together. Of course, you're going to need a ruler, your rotary cutter, your cutting mat, and the scissors, and your sewing machine and thread. So I'm going to set all this stuff aside, and we're going to go ahead and start putting the block together. One thing I did forget to mention is on the back of the cards, it gives you a choice of what size you'd like to make of the blocks. So, and all the cards go from 6 inches to 36 inches. So you got quite a bit of variety in there. Take a couple, make yourself a quilt out of just a couple different designs. So our block starts off with the center, and instead of a square, you turn it in the shape of the diamond. And then we have these 4, so kind of like a square on point. And then we have 4 pieces that go across, and the blocks will be the same length as these and the same width. And then, of course, you have your 4 corner pieces. So we did this one a little bit different this time. We put all of our green on the outside and all the burgundy on the inside than we used for the other blocks. But the reason I did that is we have a lot of little pieces left over from other blocks that we've done. Those these. So I just went through and I picked out some that will work in here, cut them down to what we needed. That way we're using up our scraps on the way as well. We do have some other blocks here that we've made. So as you can see, I've kind of mixed the green and burgundy up for the most part. So maybe the next block we'll do with burgundy on the outside and green on the inside. But to get started with this block, we're going to take our 4 corners. We'll take 2 at a time, and we'll find the center of this triangle by folding that in half and creasing that. And then we'll do the same with our block. And then we're going to go ahead and put a crease on there. So once we have those creases in, then we can see where we need to line this up. So we'll just line up those 2 creases. And you can either put a pin in there or a clip on it, however you want to do it. And then we'll fold the opposite one. And once again, we'll just line up those 2 creases. Making sure we get this top lined up as well. And we'll bring that to the sewing machine. We'll put a 1/4 inch seam on that. We'll open that up, trim the dog ears down, and then we'll connect the other 2 pieces in the same fashion. So I'll get all this done and I'll meet you back here. So we have this block all done. It's sewn together and ironed flat. I just went ahead and ironed each of the pieces away from the center square. And these are the little dog ears I was talking about. There was 1 at each joint, of course. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to trim this down to the size of the length of our side blocks. We're going to get rid of this here. And I'm going to go ahead and just put this on there and trim it down to the size I need. Now that we have that trimmed down, we're going to go ahead and work in rows. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this outer one and put it on the inside one. And we'll do that all the way along the one side. And then we'll do the same thing with this side. Once we have them all pinned together, we're going to take it to the sewing machine. We're going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way that way and all the way that way. And we'll iron those open, and then I'll bring it back here, and then we'll get the rows put together. So I have these 3 sections sewn together now, and I ironed both end sections towards the middle, and then this middle section I ironed away from the middle. So we're going to put these together. So I just wanted to stop a minute and let those in the path of the Hurricane Helena know that you are definitely in our thoughts and prayers. We've been keeping a close eye on that. I have a few personal friends that are in that path, so it really hits home to me that it's supposed to come in at a category 4, if I'm not mistaken. To carry on with this, we're just going to go ahead and take this end piece and line it up with the middle piece, and our seams will nest, so we're just going to line those up, nest those seams together, and throw pins on both seams. If you want to pin anywhere else along the way, you certainly could. One thing to keep in mind, I'm going to go ahead and throw a pin right in the middle there. So when you go to the sewing machine to sew your 1/4 inch seam in, when you sew across this part right here, I want to get that so you can see, you want to sew right across that point there, right where the stitching from there and there meet. So you're going to sew right across that point there to make sure that you hit that, and you're not going to cut off your tips of your inside square. So we're going to go ahead and put the other side on just the same as we did with this side. We'll bring that over to the sewing machine and get those sewed on there. And we'll bring it to the ironing station and get it ironed open. And I'll bring it back here to show you the finished block. So we have our block all sewn together. I did notice after I sewed it together, our diamond in there doesn't stand out much from that fabric. So I wish I kind of would have stuck with the green-red theme on the inside again. But that's okay. When I go to quilt it in, I'll do a stitch around there, maybe with the green thread, to make that stand out just a little bit more. So that was a new album block. So that was out of Quilt Builder Card Deck 2. So now we are going to go back to 1 for our next block. And we'll pull one out. And this is what we'll be making in our next block. I am probably going to post that yet this week. So we're going to go out of town this weekend to see the grandkids and my husband's side of the family. So that's what we'll be doing on the next one. As always, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'd love to have you here at Sew Granny Sew. Thanks all. Have a great day. Bye.